Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. A few days ago I showed you how to make these professional looking envelopes, and today I'm going to do something similar, but I'm going to do it with textile. So let's experiment and see if we can do something fun with this. We will start with a square of paper, and for those of you that haven't seen my recording about making the envelope, I will link the tutorial under this video. So I'm going to use a thin cotton textile that has been bed linen. So we are going to glue that down before we do the folding. So we will start with that and dry it, and then we will decorate it with beautiful things. And then it's perfect to use as a floating pocket in your journals. So let's start and see what we can make from this today. So I'm going to just cut it down a bit so I don't need that big piece when I glue it. Then we can trim it afterwards when it's done. So you can use any glue. I'm not using a special textile glue. I'm using my ordinary bookbinding glue and a little bit of decoupage glue. It was a bit left in the cup, so I just filled it up with my ordinary glue and using it up. And then I'm just putting my textile on top of the paper and squeezing it down. Then I'm going to take the glue and do like this on top of the paper, like you do when you do the ordinary decoupage. So you put glue on top of the textile. That's so we can get it a little bit more stiff and easy to work with later on. And also, if we have missed any spot under the textile, we can glue it down now. So we get it as flat as we can. Like that. I think that will be enough. So then I'm just going to go and dry this with my hairdryer. You can use a heat gun or you can leave it overnight so you can let it dry by itself. And if it gets crumbled up and not so flat, you can just take a parchment paper, put it on top of it and iron it quickly, and you will get a flat surface again. checking the corners, so we will get the textile to get stuck properly. Okay, back in a second. So then I'm just going to trim off these edges. We need it to be that perfect square so that the envelope will be straight and nice. It's much more easy to make the envelope if the edges are straight and a perfect square. Like that. So then it's time to fold it, so we will get the right size on it. So folding it like this first, and then the other way. Then I'm taking this corner to the middle and this corner to the middle, like that. Making sure that I can see this fold properly. And back again. So then I'm taking this corner and put it up to that one. And the same on the other side. Then I'm folding it back, taking this corner and go to this folding. And then I'm taking this corner or this side will be folded so it lays flat with that crease. And the same on the other side. So now we have this part of the envelope done. So then you're going to fold this one down, and you're going to fold it. I need something to, let's take this one. So you need to fold it, this one, so it goes a little bit down on the side, so you don't fold it in the corner. Kind of half a centimeter, almost. So check so the point is on that crease, so you get it straight. and then fold it so you have a little bit of overhang from the edge of the envelope. Where are we? You see, not in the corner, I'm folding it a bit down like that. Then I'm folding it back up and making sure that these edges are side by side. And then I'm going to just round this so we get a more envelope-like tip. Like that. And we have a beautiful textile envelope that will hold forever, kind of. So then I'm going to fold this up and we are going to put something beautiful on the inside. I think it's a bit boring with this white. So let's take something with a bit of a color on it. See if we have something that we can play with. Maybe this one with some script on it. Could be nice, so that we can see this when we open it up. Or maybe even the butterfly. So again, I'm just taking this is also one that you can use the second layer for something that you don't want a heavy print on. You can still see the print but not so heavy. But we are going to have something with a little bit more color. So I think we will go with this. No, we need to have it straight. So then I'm going to do all this triangle and a little bit more down, so when we open it we will see this and not the white space. I have this one too, that might be even more beautiful. But I'm going for some vintage, so, but you can do it. I still want it to look a bit old, and this script was nice to see, and I think we will go with that. And to be sure that I get it all the way I want it, I'm gluing it and cutting it afterwards when I have glued it down. then I'm cutting this piece off. Trying to do it as straight as I can. If you're really neat and want it perfect, you can of course do this before you glue it. But I think it's easier to make sure that it's cover everything I want if I do it like this. But that's a thing you can just do as you are used to. So then again, I'm taking some glue and making sure that this is glued down. Okay, and then it's time to dry it again. So now I have glued this down, and I did also sew on these two edges and also on this flap, so that's sewn down properly. So now we're going to decorate it a little bit more before we put it together. So I'm going to use a bit more decoupage. So I have taken from the same napkin that we used on the inside, I have taken some more of this different scripts, and I thought we could maybe use that as a bit of decoration on the envelope. So let's see if we can maybe do that. Taking just the thinnest layer. I have taken some different, I had this one too, this napkin with some airmail on it and a stamp. So I cut that out too, in case I would like to use that. We will also take some real stamps and put on it. So I'm thinking as an address, maybe this could be fun. And I also have this one. So I'm thinking one as address and one as return to sender. So let's go with the big one for the address part. And then return to sender on the back of the envelope. The envelope flap, maybe I should say. We do that in Sweden. Some put it down here in some countries, but in Sweden we always put the return to sender on the flap like this. And if you don't like to have these straight lines, you can just maybe scrape with your finger or rip it when you take the part out of the napkin. I'm just doing like this so it looks like it's a bit old and torn. Then you don't get this straight edge. But that's up to you. Do as you think it's most beautiful for you. Then just a little bit more glue where I have been scraping. Like that. I think I will go for this little stamp and postage mark. Fussy cutting it out. Like that, and then I think I want this stamp too. And the word airmail. The other was a bit too big, I think. I'm sure many of you have these kind of napkins, or you can also find digitals. Tracy Fox have just come out with a new digital kit that is about mail, so I guess you can find some beautiful digitals there. So then we are going to find a stamp that maybe looks a bit old, so we can put it on as a real stamp. I think I want this one. Sometimes it's good that the old days glue wasn't so strong. I think we will go with those two. No, I have something yellowish here. Can't stand yellow, you know. So we need to take that off. Whew. No yellow. So And let's take these, put them down here somewhere. So now it looks like this. So now it's time to make it look a bit more old. So I'm just going to dry this, and then we are going to do the finishing touches to get it old and beautiful. So it's dried, and it's time to do a bit more of the decoration. So I have taken some pieces of lace, and I'm thinking that we could maybe do something beautiful with that. Let's glue this down first. So I'm thinking I'm just going to sew this so it looks like it's sewn down onto the envelope. Sorry, I need to let go of the thread. Giving you a bit of dizziness. Slapping the camera. Let's do one more French knot in the middle of the flower. That. And just tying it off. So So then I have a little bit of watercolor that is really watered down. Just putting it a bit on the edges. Make it look a bit more old. Takes a while to do this, but you can do several at a time, then it goes a bit faster. And they are really exclusive to have in the journals. Like that. And a little bit of drying again. So then it's time to put it together and do the last decorations on them. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of gold on this one. I think I need a smaller brush. A little bit of gold on the edge before I glue it down. So I'm just getting it on the edge, not everywhere else. soaks in a little bit as it's textile, so I think I need a bit more, so we really can see it. Okay, and a little bit of drying time again. So the final steps. We are going to glue this down. So, oops, there go my brush. So I'm going to glue I can cut a little bit of this so it's not get so bulky. I'm going to see it anyway. So I'm putting a bit of glue down here, and be careful, don't use too much glue so it will zip out and close your envelope totally. And then I'm gluing the edges down. You can glue some more later when you see where your envelope is going, so you don't glue the envelope together. Now this is a little stiff, so I need to hold it a little while, or maybe put a clamp on it like this. So that it stays down. So while we do that, we can put on the closure. I think that would hold now. So I'm going to decorate with a little bit more of a piece of lace. Just checking how it looks. It needs more glue. So I'm going to put this piece of lace down here first. another one on top of that. That can dry together. And then I have some embossed roses that I thought we could use as a decoration, and put a little bit of gold on it. Gold and watercolor. Then I'm going to glue that down like that, so it can peek out a little bit over the edge. I just decided that it needed some cheesecloth under it. Needs something to happen there. Too boring. Totally okay to change your mind when you make journals or ephemera. And now we of course need a lot more glue when we have the cheesecloth. And then as a closure, I'm going to use the bigger embossed rose that is from the same embossing folder. There is a big rose and a smaller rose, and I have just cut them apart. So I thought I could put that down here, and then we can just put the closure behind it. So just going to take my pen and make a mark. Bit higher. So then we're just gluing the rest down. So that we can put the edge of the envelope behind this rose. keep it down. Now I need my brush that has escaped, so we can put a bit more glue on the edge of this envelope. That's away. Put that away, and then we are going to do a letter to put inside. I have just this is a Ruby and Pearl Exo printable, and I have just printed it on some paper that has been on top of eco-dyed paper bath. So it don't have so much pattern, just some of the color on the top of the die. So it's perfect to use for this kind of stuff where we still need to be able to write on it. So now we can use this as writing space. See if we can get that into the envelope, like that. And then we are going to shut it with that little rose flap. So I think that turned out nice. Just going to cut the edges a little bit so it's not so thinking if we need maybe something more. So here you can see the result of the textile envelope we have made. I hope you liked it, and thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye from Sweden.